As we add some of these features to vehicles, they bring the price higher and make them inaccessible to most people. And frankly, it's not doing anybody a lot of good if they can't buy that vehicle. The average price of a vehicle is $55,000 today.
Have maybe attention issues. If you're sitting in a dark room in front of a computer and you got to be totally laser focused, because if you don't, you make a mistake, you're going to have people die. That's a stressful job in and of itself. What does it feel like to an air traffic controller who hasn't gotten paid in over a month?
In marble halls where tempers flare, Senator Marino takes the chair. He speaks of cars, of cost and care, of safety's price too high to bear. Old cars age as wallets shrink. Each mandate pushes on the brink. A sensor here, a feature there, but who can buy the safer fare? He scolds the rules that gift the few, the rich man's car, the taxpayers due. He pleads for paychecks long delayed, for towers dark where focus fades. Then laughter breaks the solemn air. Dallas Airport? Beyond repair. A hearing fierce, yet human still, where reason wrestles with the will.
Thank you, Senator Lujan. Senator Marino.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. McCormick, you said something at the beginning that I just want to probe on. I think it's important for my Democrat colleagues to hear this. You prioritize vehicle safety. Is that accurate? Would you say that, look, your North Star is you got to make cars safer? Is that true?
Absolutely, Senator.
All right. And obviously there's vehicle affordability. Let's put that over here for a second. Senator Lujan mentioned different autonomous vehicle levels. There's 0, which means the car basically is old school, no assistance, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, no steering wheel. You jump in the car and off it goes. Are you aware of how many vehicles had level 1 or higher autonomous technology back in 2012? I don't expect you to know. So I'm going to give you the answer. 3 models. So 1, 2, 3 cars featured it as optional equipment. Why do I point out 2012 model year cars? Like, who cares? That's the average age of the car today in America. That means half the cars on the road are older than 2012. Since 2012, 16 million vehicles have been made with more than level 1 autonomy. So how is affordability and safety tie in together? You make cars more expensive, people will keep their cars longer. Is that accurate?
That is what we've seen, Senator. Certainly there have been, the age of a car has been pushed back in America. Some of the features that have been added certainly do add to the cost of the vehicle.
And people don't have unlimited budgets when they come buy a car, right? So they don't just go in and say, I'll take every option. Would you agree?
I do agree with that.
Would it surprise you that I got the VIN numbers of every one of my Democrat colleagues' vehicles and found that none of them bought any of the additional safety technologies on their cars?
I did not know that, Senator.
So when you are actually shopping for a car with your own money, you don't buy the technology. But we're sitting here saying that this should be mandated for everybody else's cars. And what's been the result? We drove up the price of cars, almost doubled in the last 10 years. Car prices have doubled in the last 10 years. That's why cars are now 13 years old and why the fleet is less safe. Think about that. Now, back in 2012, the average miles per gallon on a car was 24 miles per gallon. Is that good or bad?
It is the number, Senator.
Meaning it's not great.
Right.
So you want to make cars more efficient because you also care about the planet. You would say, well, let's have cars be newer. That means more affordable cars. So here's my main question to you, Mr. McCormick. Are you committed to making cars more affordable so that the fleet is younger and it's safer?
Absolutely, Senator. Thank you for that question. I think that you've highlighted this irony, right? That as we add some of these features to vehicles, they bring the price higher and make them inaccessible to most people. And frankly, it's not doing anybody a lot of good if they can't buy that vehicle. The average price of a vehicle is $55,000 today. The average age of a used vehicle is 13 years, as you said.
And all these technologies are even inaccessible to United States senators because when they go buy a car, they choose not to get these extra features that can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And to a working class American, would you agree that the North Star should be like, if we can get a $25,000 car on the road, that would actually help make that happen?
$25,000 new vehicle would be great, Senator.
How is that possible when you are forcing car companies to put an impairment detection device in a car that would cost thousands of dollars? That, by the way, has a failure rate that is significantly high. That doesn't mean that you encourage drunk driving. It means that you have a thought process that says, I can't force a technology that's going to cost thousands of dollars on a car that's going to prevent people from being able to afford cars. Because these technologies typically become available on very expensive automobiles because those customers, there's a lot more price elasticity. Would you agree?
It does make sense to me, Senator.
Let's talk about EVs, AVs. Last 4 years, we had a reign of terror on electric vehicles. None of my Democratic colleagues have been able to answer the question for me as to why they voted to give millionaires who are leasing luxury electric vehicles $7,500 of government money. Just want to process that. Mr. McCormick, I ask you, you're a policy guy. Is that good public policy that a very wealthy person should be able to lease an electric Rolls Royce and have the federal government give them $7,500?
It seems like people who have significant resources that probably shouldn't receive a government benefit.
Shouldn't? I'd say no.
Yeah.
Let's say zero. But yet we did that. I just don't understand why. I don't understand the rationale behind that. Mr. Edwards, I'll shift to you. How stressful is it to be an air traffic controller?
Senator, thanks for that question. I don't have any personal experience doing that. That is a highly critical safety function, and I've been around aviation a long time. Yes, that is a stressful.
So for those of us who have maybe attention issues, if you're sitting in a dark room in front of a computer and you got to be totally laser focused, because if you don't, you make a mistake, you're going to have people die. That's a stressful job in and of itself. What does it feel like to an air traffic controller who hasn't gotten paid in over a month?
Senator, I would say that would be very difficult for anyone who hasn't been paid in a month.
You lose focus for a second, right? You lose focus for a second because maybe your wife sent you a text message saying, hey, we can't pay for our daughter's dance recital because we didn't get a paycheck. Can you tell her? What fills up in your brain?
It's just not the job at hand. So, Senator, it's very critical that an air traffic controller is able to remain focused.
So the pleading to my Democratic colleagues, can 5 of you find the humanity to reopen the government and allow these people to get paid? Everybody around here, back here, is not getting paid either. I don't know how you walk by your staffs knowing that you're responsible for any of them not getting a paycheck in a month. We can argue about policy, but where's the humanity in that? And last question, I know I'm over time, I'll punt it to you, Mr. Morse. Is there a worse designed airport than Dulles? Was it designed by some psychotic lunatic who hated people?
Senator, I would have to agree with that. I think it's probably the worst designed airport in the country.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do either of you have the name of this psychotic lunatic?